Break.
Just to everybody get a little bit of rest physically, but also mentally, just to get away, for a while, and sort of like if you see your kids every day, you don't mind having a break once in a while, not seeing them for a day or two. But I'm sure everybody feels the same way. You just gotta get away, a chance for everybody to recharge their batteries a little bit. Get this break, because right after we come back from this break, we go straight into something like 7 games in 22 days or some ridiculous thing again.
Was last night a good launching point for 4 days off?
Yeah, definitely. I think the Open Cup, came for us at a good time. I mean, winning games always makes you feel better. Scoring 5 goals in a game makes you feel even better. And hopefully we can take some of that, that offensive good things that have been happening for us into the regular league games as well.
That next Cup game right now is scheduled for just 2 days behind Portland. Are y'all hoping or trying to change that?
It's, something that, I'm sure, we're talking to them about. I don't know if it's going to happen or not happen. Not quite sure what the U.S. Soccer Open Cup rules are.
I think your next game after that is like Saturday. You'd prefer split the week, have it a Wednesday then?
I just think in a general rule, no team should have to play, 2 games in 3 days, but that's just, for anybody, and so if we were on the other end of the stick, I hoped, that our front office would say, hey, we'll accommodate that as well. But it's just, for the athletes and the assets, which are the players, it puts a tremendous strain on them.
Do you expect negotiations for hosting rights to go brief quickly with San Jose?
For hosting rights? No, I don't think we're talking about hosting rights. I think we're going to San Jose. So that's,
Have you ever participated in a game in Kezar Stadium in any of your years?
Funny you should ask. No. Actually, my first year as coach at UCLA, we lost to University of San Francisco 2-1 in overtime in Kezar Stadium in 1980 in December. The guy, Felipe Magalhaes, got the ball with his back to goal just to the left-hand side of the D, turned and fired a shot, hit side netting, far post. Sudden death overtime, we got beat.
So nothing sticks out?
So I really can't remember that place at all. And I remember it was a really long walk from the locker room through this underground tunnel to get to the field. So,
Was that a playoff game?
that was a playoff game, yeah. It was my first year as head coach, and the year before I don't think we had made the playoffs the year before I was an assistant, but we were 18-1-2 in the regular season, and nobody expected us to do anything against USF. And USF went on to win the national title that year in '80. I think they had to vacate it because they had an ineligible player or something like that afterwards. But we were right there, and we were actually dominating the game, and we felt pretty good about where we're at in overtime. And this guy just hit an unbelievable goal.
Have you had a chance to look at the Champions League draw?
Yeah. I mean, it's incomplete because we don't know who we're going to get. So I guess we get the winner of the Caribbean tournament. So obviously that impacts things. Marathon's the team we've played before. So we've got to figure out the logistics of getting down there. It's a little more pressure, I think, in the tournament because you got to finish first. It's not first or second, and there's less games, so the points are more important for sure. And travel for us is always the the biggest component. We're coming from as far northwest, with the exception of Alaska, as you could come from the United States, and going all the way down southeast. When we go down, if we have to go down to Trinidad or Puerto Rico or Antigua, about as far as you can go as well. So it's not going to be a vacation. It would be nice if it was, but.
How can the 4 days, and in terms of people in particular, help you with health? Guys getting back up to speed.
Well, it just gives everybody a little bit more. I mean, Patrick Ianni's been doing more and more, and so he'll continue to do some things over these 4 days, but he'll also get a couple of days off in there. We really pushed Morrow hard fitness-wise, and he feels pretty good, so it's good for him to back off now, so he should come into Monday's training very fresh. Johansson gets another 4 days with his hamstring, and he's said it's coming along much faster than the last one. Michael Geschmerny gets another 4 days. What ended up with him was that he he sort of suffered, he pushed too hard the one day and suffered a little bit of a setback, but there's nothing serious in there. There's no surgery or anything like that that's needed. So it gives him, 4 more days to build it up and start that process. So it'll help us. It'll go a long way. Leo Gonzalez, same thing. So hopefully by the time we, are ready to leave for Montreal, we're adding at least 2 or 3 guys into the mix. That'd be good.
Do you have an idea of who some of those guys might be that you might be able to get back for?
We think maybe Akane could be back. I mean, with him, it's more a question of fitness, because he loses fitness quickly and it takes a long time to gain it. So we've got to work with him. Leo is somebody who could be back in the mix as well. Certainly Rosales is somebody who will be back in the mix, because we held him out of the 2 Open Cup games. Those are 3 examples.
You're not thinking Gasperni?
Eddie maybe? How's Eddie doing?
Eddie Johnson, yeah, he should be back in the mix by then as well.
You don't think Gasperni for Montreal?
I don't know. We really have to see it sort of day by day. The doctor, specialist that he went to see, really said, you just got to listen to your body and go day by day and not push too quickly. And, it might still take a little bit of time. But, we know if we can be patient, then the long-term benefit of, it should be behind him and we can move forward.
After his reserve game, is there any chance of say, Zakawani for Open Cup?
Don't know. Don't know. Me and Steve talked about it, in fact, just briefly here, and but that's a conversation that'll stay between us. That we talked about what we're shooting for. But I think he's making good progress. Playing that game really helped his confidence, and also really, like I said, maybe remotivated him as well. Not that he wasn't motivated, but it's like all of a sudden, how it is when you're doing something and you do something good and it feels good. It's like, hey, I want to do that again. And all of a sudden you go like, your confidence comes, your energy comes with that. And he's sort of at that stage right now. So we'll push and we'll see, and we'll continue to do what we're doing, take it week by week.
How do you like Germany's chances?
Good. I mean, couple of problems for them simply because, Mertesacker's coming off an injury, hasn't played a lot of minutes. Schweinsteiger's supposedly got a little bit of a calf injury. Klose is coming off an injury. So a little bit of that. It depends how much he relies on the Bayern Munich players versus the Dortmund players. And I do follow the Germans. And the Dortmund players are a little bit fresher at this stage. So, I think Germany is a quality team, but they're in a tough group. They're in a tough group, and their opening game against Portugal is not going to be easy.
Who's your pick in the Euros?
Germany.
Oh, yeah.
It's the. How can I say, when I watch the Euros and Germany's participating, and the United States is not involved, then I watch it as a fan of Germany rather than as a coach trying to analyze what's going on. I mean, I still watch games and you try and pick up trends and see what's happening, but I'm definitely a fan. I definitely scream at the TV and holler at the coach for the substitution that he made, and why is he playing with that guy? So we do all that.
German?
Often in German.
Freddie had a big month of May, and with the gap between games, how important was it for him to have a big game yesterday?
It's always good, Any goal scorer, when you get goals, it always helps your confidence, and he's done well in the Open Cup games he's played in, over the last 2 years for sure, and anytime he can score goals in games like that, I think is important for his confidence and also for the team's confidence in him.
Anything else? Thanks.
Swipe, save and win. That's right. Remember to swipe your season ticket card when buying concessions or retail throughout CenturyLink. For the month of May, not only will you save 30% off food and beverage, excluding alcohol, from the opening of gates until kickoff, and 20% off Adidas Climber Polos at the Pro Shop, but cardholders who swipe their season ticket card will be entered to win an exclusive on-field experience with Sounders players. It's that easy. Swipe, save and win.